Attention parents and coaches. Do you wish you had a safe social media platform for your youth athletes? Fortunately for you, there's a revolutionary new app that helps with just that. Introducing Small Player, Big Play. Small Player, Big Play app provides young athletes, parents, and coaches a user-friendly sports social media platform. The app allows users to connect with friends, make new friends, create groups, text, chat, and post pictures and videos of you and your teammates participating in your favorite sport or activity. To begin, users can simply download and sign up for the app using an email account. Younger users have the ability to sign up using their smartphone and a parent's email address. From there, users can begin to interact and engage with other users of the app. Small Player Big Play app also gives users the ability to live stream full games and events. You can live stream your event so that friends, family, or anyone in the world can see you in action. Users can also share posts from the app to their other social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. What are you waiting for? Get in the game and share your love of sports with the world. Download the Small Player Big Play app today.
Are you ready to listen to my dad Joe and Uncle Justin talk about sports? Now on with the show.
The Joe Mays and J-Raff Show is brought to you by Mays Sandwich Shop, which have been serving the greater West Lawn area delicious food for over 70 years. You are listening to the Joe Mays and J-Raff Show.
Boring.
A weekly podcast about sports since 2011.
Don't you ever get tired of being wrong all the time?
With a focus on football.
Sue, late in his career, is going to have his first Super Bowl title. Now, no wonder they want to call it Tampa Bay. Or Tampa Brady. One more snap, would you have guessed when this impossible season was trying to launch that you'd get it all in, you'd get to Tampa, and when the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady.
I don't know why we ever think it won't.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a second Super Bowl title in franchise history.
And Tom Brady doesn't pass the torch quite yet to Mahomes, does he? No. Even though
you're looking at the greatest right there.
Now, here are your hosts, Joe Mays and Justin Raffauf. All right, well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Joe Mays and J-Raff Show. I'm one of your hosts, Joe Mays, and with me here, a little bit different this week, is my co-host Justin Raffauf, and I will pull him in here shortly. He is here with me, but the studio is a little bit different this evening because, well, first we're doing something massively different, something we've never done in 10 years, and that is we're actually going to be playing a video game. We're doing a little streaming of a video game of something Justin and I have been playing for, over 2 decades, and are looking forward to the renaissance of said game, which is NCAA Football. Justin and I would like to play a Dynasty mode together. It's something we saw happen when the quarantine began last spring. I don't know, for those of you that are familiar with Barstool Sports, they kind of made it a big deal of streaming the college football game from way back in 2013, NCAA Football 14, and it looked like a lot of fun, and Justin and I just sort of like how the show started, Justin, we just were like, hey, do you think we should do this?
And I was like, yes.
Yes, we should definitely do this. So let me see if I can pull Justin in here. Oh, camera's a little bit messed up. We'll have to fix that. You can only see his chest at the moment, but I mean he's sporting a good Penn State T-shirt, so he's fixing it over there for us. So I'll bring him in now if I can find the proper setup. There he is. Okay, so there's Justin. There he is. Everyone can see him now. So we're gonna be playing the game, but we're gonna do things a little bit differently than others have before. And that is, we're going to split duties. So Justin is going to do either offense or defense, and then I'm going to do the opposite of that. And we are playing as the Florida Atlantic University Owls, which Justin and I have figured out that over the years of us playing the game separately, that both of us, when we started Dynasty, we're the coach, we're the leading the program. We both always started at Florida Atlantic. I don't know if it has something to do with, I don't know. Why did you choose Florida Atlantic, Justin?
I think a couple reasons. One, I have been by Florida Atlantic. I've never actually gone to Florida Atlantic, but I've been by it a few times when I've been in South Florida. And from a game standpoint, I always felt like I know how like the recruiting stuff works, and being in Florida, I figured would help kind of get that rolling a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong there to assume that. So we are playing on an Xbox 360. We went through the setup stuff earlier. Justin and I will be playing as Florida Atlantic. We did come up with a custom schedule. You can see it on there right now. We are starting technically in the fall of 2013. Though the rosters we're using, I believe I last downloaded a roster for the fall of 2019. So you'll see some familiar faces and names on some of these bigger programs, but I realized that apparently the rosters for the smaller schools are not completed. So a lot of Justin and my players at FAU currently are named X.X, which will make things not confusing at all when we're trying to figure out who we like to throw to or run the ball with, or who's our best defender. There are some guys that were named, not all of them, but a lot of them are named X.X. So I'm going to take care of that in between shows over the next few weeks. But we are going to start off playing at Miami. That's our first game, and we're going to host number 8 Florida in week 2. We're going to play both those games this evening. Now, while we play, because I know there's a lot of people that were concerned that we were doing this, and like, I don't want to watch you play a video game. That would be my dad.
I was going to say, I feel like I know who
that would be my dad and my uncle, although he's still not able to watch live yet, but soon, that's coming soon. We're going to still talk about the pro and college sports world. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit NFL offseason. We're going to talk March Madness, and Justin and I are both repping Penn State wrestling shirts this evening after their great effort over the last 3 days. Didn't win the team title, but got second with a very young team.
Right.
And
really had a dominant performance yesterday, which was fantastic and really exciting for a team that started 6 freshmen this year. Right,
and came away with 4 individual titles. So very good performance from Penn State Wrestling once again. And we're going to have a good time here. So we haven't really figured out what the best way is to determine who's offense or defense, so I just pulled up random.org.
There we go.
And I'm just going to throw it in there, and I'm just going to write my list of items. And since you're over in the chair, I'm going to have you be the top one. So whatever comes up in the top after 5 randoms here, Justin, you're going to be. So I have offense, defense on top. I'm going to randomize it 5 times. Whatever on top, that's what you're going to be. So here we go. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this has you on offense in the first game. So you're going to play offense against Miami.
Sounds
all right? I'm going to play defense against Miami. So we'll get things started here. And we'll be on our way. So why don't you talk a little bit more about the Penn State wrestling?
Okay, so, like you said, it was really interesting because while the team, the team did come away in second place, which is a great thing, and they won 8 national titles out of the last 10, which is fascinating. It's really, like, Iowa was really stacked last year, and they brought a lot back for this year. It'll be interesting to see how things go moving forward, especially because this is an Olympic year, so a lot of the guys may try to go to Olympic trials in a couple weeks, but also because of eligibility, and with these Olympic sports, sometimes you get an Olympic red shirt, but a lot of the guys took their Olympic red shirt last year, so there's some guys who could come back next year, not just at Penn State, but kind of throughout. This isn't a Penn State specific. It really isn't a thing for Penn State very much right now, but it'll just be interesting to see. But it was just incredible. Seeing the adjustments that they made, we've seen this throughout the last decade, though. Like, it can be frustrating a little bit at the Big Ten championships. Now they've been very successful, but you've come to expect that dominance all the time, and sometimes it seems like they're not peaking at the Big Ten championships, but you've come to understand, well, yeah, but they're going to peak at the national championships, and they do.
And one's a little bit bigger than the other.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
you hate to say it, but it really is.
And it's insane what Cale Sanderson has done with that program. Penn State has traditionally been a really good wrestling program, and Cale has taken them to
a whole nother level.
An incredible level. And that is the sentiments of one of my friends who wrestled at Penn State. He also put that and placed as an All-American. He took second at NCAA's. This is a long time ago now, but he even says he's like, it's just unbelievable what they've elevated this program to, and that success just breeds itself. And it was awesome to see them, two of the guys last night take it to some of the Iowa guys, including the guy who kind of led a group of Pennsylvania wrestlers out to Iowa, which, hey, that, I get it, go where you want to go and, all that stuff, but as a Penn State fan, seeing the guy who, led some of the Penn State wrestlers, or Pennsylvania, not Penn State wrestlers, but Pennsylvania wrestlers out to Iowa, to see him lose in the finals to a Penn State guy was pretty awesome.
Right.
So it was exciting to see, and I didn't think I would come away from a second place finish so excited about it, but I couldn't really help it. But it was
building
exciting.
for the future.
Yeah, and my dad and I joked it was the opposite. A few years ago, I forget which year, but I think it was the year when the finals were at Madison Square Garden. Penn State went maybe, I don't know, 2 for 5 out of the finals or something like that, and they won the team thing, but I say only, but they only had 2 national champions, something like that. And because of that, it was exciting, but you're okay, it just it didn't have the full domination style that they had some years where they win 5 weight classes in a row kind of thing, just
right.
Which is absolutely absurd. When you think about that, when you think about the idea that half of the best wrestlers the best wrestler at half the weight classes goes to one school, it is absolutely absurd. But yeah, it's exciting to watch. I was thinking yesterday, man, it could be a little bit yet till there's a packed rec hall, but man, there's nothing like going to those wrestling matches. And I spent some time today, I looked up highlights. I think I was talking to you about this one last night, about how one of my favorite ones was Bo Nickel against Miles Martin, I think, and 2018 when the championship was
against Ohio State.
It was in Cleveland, right? And it was against Ohio State. Ohio State was technically the host, and the team title was insanely close.
Very, very close.
Because it's coming.
Didn't they win by 8 points?
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
coming down to the second to last bout in the finals. Whereas some years it's clinched going into the finals rounds with like yesterday. And there's Bo Nickel against the guy from Ohio State. So winner of this probably wins. They win a national title, and they probably win the team title. That's how it's most likely going to work out. And Miles Martin puts him in a move, and he puts him on his back for a split second, and all the Ohio State fans that are there jump up and are going nuts. And Bo rolls through it and pins him.
It's just it's amazing to watch. It's
everybody
great.
just sitting down. It's just it's unbelievable. And then that's when he runs off, and in the announcements or in the interview that they do in the arena that's on TV but also being broadcast in the arena. He's that's what we do. We win. You come to Penn State to win national championships. That's what we do.
Right. Yeah, it's great. It's so good.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was just a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll see. yeah, it's so much fun. And I didn't wrestle in high school. I had some close friends who wrestled in high school. Specifically, we talk about Columbia with football a lot and some with basketball. And we always talk about Columbia whenever we meet up with Andy, for our football games or whatever. But some of my really close friends from Columbia when I was growing up wrestled there.
Yeah.
And so I followed it, but I wasn't super into it.
What offense do you want to run?
No.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but
that's
you're on offense's game. So what offense do you like?
Is that what they had it set up before?
Run and shoot and multiple is what they default to.
That's what I would just leave it as.
Okay, yeah, because I use the multiple D. That's my favorite. So if you like run and shoot, that's fine. I usually go multiple O, but you're in charge here on O. So you better put up some points, man.
I see. This is exactly what I was talking to you about before. I am a little concerned.
So I did go through when Justin was talking about Wilson wrestling, about Penn State wrestling. I went through and I make sure that we had all of our sliders, everything. Everything is defaulted to the default. Everything is 50 user and AI. It's whatever the game defaults to, and we're on All American. We're not playing Heisman. We are not there yet. Justin and I are pretty good on All American.
Look at this though. We are not that bad.
No, we're not. Now, I did not edit these rosters at all. Again, these are downloaded from, one of the Operation Sports. I think I downloaded these probably about a year or so ago. Probably in between the 2019 and 2020 seasons, before the 2020 season got ripped up because of the pandemic. So these are not accurate to what they were this fall. Obviously, they're not accurate to what they were in the fall of 2013 either. So you just got to roll with that kind of stuff. But we are in Miami to play the Hurricanes. Florida Atlantic against Miami.
You just wanted to play in the stadium, didn't you?
So we are going to do this. We're going to roll through. We're playing 4-minute quarters. We need to run through this. Maybe if we get the hang of things and things progress, we will be able to play a little bit longer. But we got to do these, in about a half an hour a game. So we're going to skip through a lot of this stuff. Heads or tails?
Heads.
That's what I do too. And we're both wrong.
This will sound silly, but because we're an owl and there's a head on on our logo, that's why I pick heads.
All right. Well, we are
Because
going to
that
be
makes sense,
returning, so I'm going to give you the controller.
Here we go. I really thought you were gonna be and don't screw it up.
Well, I mean, I don't want you to screw it up, but
X is gonna get the ball.
Player X.
Yeah.
That's a good start. Get out to the 30.
We'll take it.
I don't know if you've seen. I think I shared some of the stuff with you. That there's there we are. You see, I put us in a suit.
Yes, I love it.
I saw that CFB revamped where you could play, they went through and they edited this game to be more accurate to what the current teams are. Like I'm talking about the ESPN scroller and the scoreboard and the team uniforms, and they even added plays and playbooks. Now you have to have a special modded Xbox to play it. Nice. But I was like, oh man, that would be super cool. If they hadn't announced a new game coming out in the next 2 or 3 years, I probably would have considered getting that to play it, the CFB revamp, which I think they're up to version. They have at least fully released version 9 or 10, and they're already previewing version 11 or 12. And they did show that they have the Penn State Generations of Greatness jersey set in there, the uniform set with the throwback helmets and everything. So it's pretty cool.
That's really cool that they have those. Let's get the first down.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they have it on Instagram. I believe it's CFB revamped, and you can see it. It's really cool what they're able to do. It's amazing to me what modders can do.
First down. So this is not going to be flashy right now until I get the feel of things.
No, well, I don't really expect it to be. That's not how I play. I'm mostly a ground and pound. I'm very nervous with my quarterback play. So I like to get a lead and kind of hang out there. So this is the first time that we're gaming on our Twitch stream. So anyone that is joining us on there, welcome. We have no idea what we're doing. So this is all new to us, but we thought it would be fun. But so congratulations to Penn State Wrestling. Awesome achievements. They look great. 4 for 4 in the finals. Absolutely amazing job by Cale Sanderson and crew again. And it was awesome to see kind of like how mad the Iowa fans were that despite winning the team title, which let's face it, that is more important. You know, you want that team title, but I'll certainly take a second place showing and 4 individual champs any day of the week.
Oh my gosh.
On a year that wasn't supposed to be one of Penn State's better ones because they were so young, like
right,
they said.
there was talk of that down year, you know. And so, listen, I know we said we weren't necessarily going to, we didn't want to address it, but Spencer Lee winning a national title.
Yeah,
his
that's
third,
absurd. That is absurd.
With no ACLs, and being basically like, I just didn't want there to be an excuse, you know, is pretty insane.
Yeah, I mean, kudos and much respect to him. He was committed to Penn State at one time, was he not?
See, I think so, but I'm not 100% sure there.
So yeah, I mean that's the only thing that I'm just like, could you imagine if he was on this Penn State team?
Oh my gosh. And so the wins Penn State, the first 2 wins Penn State got last night at 133 and 141 were the first ever that they've had.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because they have like after this championships they have 46 or something like that now.
Something like that, yeah. Well, and we talked about this a little bit off, like just through text and things. The numbers for like Pennsylvania in general are just insane. Like the number of All-Americans. Like there's more All-Americans from Pennsylvania, I believe, than any other state. It's not true for individual champions. I think like Oklahoma or Iowa has the most maybe there, but
some of which coming from Cale.
yes.
So
actually,
yeah.
I think he's from Utah.
Oh, I'm just thinking his college career.
Oh, sorry.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't thinking. Okay, you're talking about hometown.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hometown, home state. But yeah, so it was awesome. Justin and I usually we don't talk wrestling much or at all throughout the year, but when this comes in the spring, Justin got me into it in was it 2017? I think is when you started like you need to watch this.
Yeah.
Like you would really like it, and I was one of those. I knew high school wrestling was nothing like fake wrestling. Okay, we're switching over.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
I'll let you squeeze out here. X and X.
Yeah.
X and X.
Drove right down the field and then.
I'm surprised they have a Miami linebacker that's XX. But anyways, one of the things I didn't say, and I kind of alluded to, but didn't say at the beginning was, not only are we broadcasting in a different way with one of us up here, but the normal sporty studio that I have down here is
There we go.
holding a lot of stuff in my house in this room at the moment. So thankfully the cameras are set up that you can't really tell. But there's a lot of stuff down here. So I always try to figure out, and I don't know if this is a running quarterback or not. Oh shoot! You gotta be kidding me.
Shocker. The guy on Miami is faster than all our guys.
Well, this isn't the ideal start.
All right. We got him right where we want him.
Yeah, I like to be down, right? It's the longest. I like how the longest pass in NCAA history is 77 yards.
Yeah. KJ Hamler would like to speak to that.
Well, this is showing our age and our experience, and also using a team that isn't stocked like, we talked about, Justin.
We're going to get him there.
The teams that we're used to playing with are teams that we've built over years.
Right.
And are all, all the starters are at least mid to high 80s, if not all in the 90s.
Right.
And this is on All-American, this game and what I'm talking about. But when you have a team that is that stacked, this is what happens. So, all right. Well, you're up again. Sorry about that. There we go.
All right.
Yep, so this is the way we're doing things here, flipping back and forth. So not a great start. We have interception and a 2-play, 77-yard touchdown drive. But, yeah, so Penn State covered that. NFL offseason. What are you feeling about the Eagles so far with what they've been able to do?
Oh, I mean, they've been, like, from free agency standpoint, not a whole lot. They added a couple They added a defensive back, I believe.
Anthony Harris from the Vikings on a
Which-
1-year deal.
Okay, like
I think that was a good signing, and they need defensive back help. So
yes. So, I mean, I'm kind of split. Like, I just don't. They need so much help in so many places. Like, it's not ideal. You know what I mean? Like, you want to see them go out in free agency, but with cap stuff. But I love, people are talking about, with cap space is such a joke. Like, it's made up to be
you
this
can
huge,
manipulate it all the
made
time.
to be this huge problem, and then like everybody just like makes it like disappear.
No, yeah, it is odd, but the Eagles made that nice move. They haven't really done too much else, at least that I'm familiar with. My Dolphins have been, the Dolphins that are incredibly
Oh my gosh.
incredibly frustrating. Whew. Oh man.
I just cut out the middleman. All right.
The Dolphins are incredibly frustrating on paper or like at first glance because two off seasons in a row now, and probably 3 if I go back far enough when Greer took over. Because this is Greer and Flores' 3rd off season as they're getting ready to enter their 3rd season together. But like the free agency stuff, they don't make huge splashes, and they get rid of or don't sign or re-sign veterans that you thought were a reason for maybe some success. And obviously the first season started off real rough, but things got going, and then some of those guys left, and you're like, what are they doing? And like, maybe that's a minor upgrade, and they had a much better year this year. It didn't end the way that I or the other Dolphins fans or players wanted, but obviously there was progress. But then all of a sudden they're trading and releasing some of the guys that you were like, wait, you just signed them last year and
Right.
you did better.
Or the guy they traded for. Now, I mean, they traded nothing.
They traded nothing, yeah. I mean, but that guy needs help. Like,
oh no! Oh my gosh! Catch the ball.
Dude, catch the ball. Oh, that's frustrating. But yeah, like
I just got a message saying, "Please tell me you didn't just throw a pick 6."
is that from your dad or who's that?
No, it's from Sands.
Sands. I love it.
Defensive coach. Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
dude.
Defensive coach is nightmare right there. Points when defense isn't even on.
You know what we should do? I know we skipped over this right before we started. For recruiting, we should make our viewers into players in the game and see if we can get them to come.
Yes.
But see, this is the thing. I would want to make Sands a running back.
Yeah, I know you would.
Like, I would make Sands a running back. I think he'd probably want to be a DB. I'm getting a cornerback, I would guess. I don't know. Maybe he'd want to be safety, but I assume cornerback.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well,
Oh, I guess I gotta take over here now. Thanks for setting me up.
I was gonna say. I have a feeling more messages are coming.
Yeah, well, I'm glad the messages are going to you and not to me. My dad's probably not even watching, so. Well, let's see how quickly I can allow them to score.
Well, the good news is he won't throw over the top this time, most likely.
Yeah, we'll see. But anyways, my Dolphins have done a bunch of no-name signings. They made a trade for Bernardrick McKinney, which I like because I liked him coming out, 3 or 4 years ago when he was coming out. And they needed a run-stuffing presence. They used Raekwon McMillan the first year. They traded him last year and went with Elandon Roberts. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Elandon Roberts, I believe, tore his ACL. He had a significant knee injury late in the season, and I believe was also only on a 1-year deal, so they needed to replace him. And they found a way to do that, but they traded Shaq Lawson to the Texans for McKinney.
Yeah, that surprised me.
So we'll see. I don't know. Like, I love Greer. Like, you know that pick it off. You know I'm a big Greer and Flores guy. So
yeah, and they've been doing it a specific way, and I'm confident that they're still going to be in. They're in an excellent spot. I'm really intrigued as to what they're going to do. Because they don't need to trade down for more like draft capital. You know what I mean? Like,
no, but I feel like they're going to.
right. Because you know what? And as much as we say, oh, they don't need to, that's a very Belichick thing to do. Not that Belichick was drafting like 3rd overall, you know what I mean? But like to trade away what everybody's like, oh, that's such an asset to trade it away and get a lot more is definitely something he would do.
For sure. So, I mean, I could envision them dropping anywhere from, I know 6 of the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see the Eagles jumping up to 3, but I mean, I'll say anywhere from 6 to 12, I could see them dropping down and trying to get another first-round pick or something. So, we'll see what happens, but I don't know, like, you know, what are some of the other big things that have happened? New England re-signed Cam Newton. We all knew that they were looking for a quarterback. What were they going to do there? And they've been spending money like crazy.
Right.
But the thing is, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they're upgrades, I guess, and like it terrifies me because it's New England. But we've seen so many teams spend money in free agency and not get anything out of it.
Oh my gosh.
It's so weird to see New England do it, but like pairing those with the like 7, 8, 9 guys that they had sit out the season, and now they're going to be back with this arsenal. But you know, if Newton isn't any good anymore, is it going to matter?
Right, and here's one that's weird to me too is like, okay, this is moving off of that, but just related to some of the money that's been being spent. How weird is the Juju thing? Like,
yeah, that he gave out more money, at least from the Ravens, if not also the Eagles and other teams.
And the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs,
like,
yeah.
How he turned that down. Like, I understand if you're like, yeah, I don't want to go to the Eagles. Like, I get that. But if you're like, I'm going to pass up
I don't
want
to play with the best quarterback in the league.
Right. Now, I know there's people talking about how these TV deals are getting done, and one got done this week.
Well, I think if you notice, a lot of these things are 1-year deals because players know that the cap's going to jump next year and definitely jump in 2 years.
Yep. That's exactly my thoughts, is that it's going to jump a few times here. Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
No.
So is Al Blades Jr. a relationship to Benny Blades?
I don't know. I'm assuming we should punt here.
I don't know. You do whatever you want.
Yeah,
are we on R39? Yeah,
R39.
probably need to punt there. All right, let's ask Coach Sands. What would Coach Sands do here?
He would punt.
I should pull up, see if anyone's commenting. We've got a bunch of texts.
Not a great punt, but no return.
No return. I'll take it. All right.
All right. So Juju going back to the Steelers is interesting. It's also interesting from the deal of like Ben's there another year, but he may not be there beyond that. Tampa bringing it all back to literally run it back is interesting. But yeah.
Normally at this point I'd be taking timeouts to try to get the ball back.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm the same way.
Do you want me to do, I guess I'm asking, do you want me to do that, or do you want me to try to get to halftime?
Let's see what we can do here on second down. If they're not close.
I can't tell if they're trying to run the clock or try to put up more points. No. Oh, no.
Never mind.
Oh. Oh, you jerk. I get a fumble or something. I just can't believe that the Miami team doesn't have all the players' names in XX. That's helpful, thank you. Oh! Thought I had it.
All right, nice.
That guy doesn't have the hands of Jamie Sands, that's for sure.
Yeah. He needs a better secondary coach.
Taking a chance and going for that interception. He was smart. Got in position, knocked the football away, and didn't give the receiver a chance to make a play on the football.
Oh my God, he's wide freaking open.
The 31-yard line.
Oh.
Innate ability
Man, that receiver X is really burning us.
Yeah. So how about the Bears going all in on Russell Wilson and swing and a miss?
I mean, we talked about it a little bit in our group chat with Adam. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. About what the Bears supposedly offered, and I don't know. I guess it's, and I said this to you, it's mostly probably because this year's pick isn't higher because it's like 20
Right.
or something like that. She's wide open. Wow, this is embarrassing. Maybe we shouldn't have worried about the strength of schedule so much the first year. Although I don't think Miami's not even that good.
I was gonna
We just
say,
look pathetic.
We
We just look really bad right now. Woo!
We got him right where we want him. Somehow I feel that's not the case.
Well, bombs away.
That's all right.
Is return left or return middle really going to make much of a difference?
He's to the 20. And he's hammered down.
So the opposite of using timeout. Should I just try?
Can we burn 29 seconds off the clock without them scoring again?
Hey, I'm sorry, we're down. So
Let's
big.
come up with an epic second half comeback that gives us a huge game score. You know, we played in the number one game. Remember, our freshman tight end is apparently a baller.
And he's tackled at the 40-yard line. A nice looking play that time. Well, the defense was blitzing here, and again, great recognition by the quarterback to find the hot receiver. There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun.
Yeah, as you can tell, this is not the way we usually play. Now you got something going. 19 seconds to play. You got all 3 timeouts. We got a receiver with a name. That's good. So, yeah, the Bears and trying to get Russell Wilson. What, 3 first rounders, 2 starters. I think like maybe a third.
No way.
Maybe a third round pick thrown in there too. I don't know. It's just it's crazy that neither team could get it done there. Let's.
We're switching way too quickly.
Right. That could either be really good or really bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad.
Let's see. Are they gonna try to score again, or are they just gonna run the ball? They're just gonna run the ball.
I thought he was gonna break through.
This is not ideal. Not an ideal start to the season.
No,
It's gonna do wonders for our recruiting, I'm sure.
it's gonna say. Well, it goes up when we play
Come on.
Florida next week, right?
Right? Yeah. At least that one's at home.
That's true. Get
Home
that,
opener.
that wild Florida Atlantic crowd behind our back.
Right.
24-0.
Oh. Oh, good. And we get to.
All right, Reese Davis, thanks, guys. Just about set to start the third quarter.
Let's see how our kicker is. It might be the only time we see him.
Sends it sailing downfield.
Yeah. I've seen better.
He's to the 20.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
The 27-yard line.
227 is an awful.
Well, the guys are chomping at the bit down there, waiting for the game to start back up. And it's incomplete.
Hey.
Nice hit. So I saw an article that was saying if you're the Flyers, what do you do? Do you,
Yeah, what's going on? And
Yeah.
they're either good or awful.
Are you buying to try and shore it up? Are you selling? Or are you just kind of staying put and see what you got? I have no idea. I have no answers for
Oh
that.
my god.
Gains his way to the 40.
I'm staying put, I think. You're just losing the final years of Giroux and Voracek, and
Right.
like you're not doing much with them, and then you're gonna have to. I mean, they do carry large cap numbers though, and maybe it'll be time to move on from them. But I don't know. It was disappointing because things were looking so good last year.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. didn't change the right guy. Things were looking so good last year in the spring, and even in the early part of the bubble, and they couldn't handle the Canadians outright, and then they just looked awful against the Islanders. And, well, coincidentally, they looked awful against the Islanders last night. So I think they play the Islanders, one more time tomorrow. So it'll be interesting to see what we need to do. But I stay put. Like, what are you going to do? You really think that one or two guys is going to make a huge difference?
And, yeah, the only thing, like you said, I want to see them. I'd love to see the guys that have been there for a long time have a chance to see it through, but I don't know that they've got what it takes. Not them, just meaning the team. And if that's the case, I know those guys wouldn't necessarily ask out, but, if somebody's asking, they're looking for somebody, one of the teams that's really making a run is looking for somebody. I don't know. I feel like you kind of owe it. Like, if somebody came asking for Giroux, not that they would, you know what I mean, but, like, because that would be a big ask. But if somebody comes asking for it, do you kind of owe it to them to be like, hey, listen, man, you got a shot here. And I know that you don't owe it to anybody. Like, the Flyers owe it to the organization. They don't,
That's who they're looking out for.
But you can do both. You can, don't trade them to, like, the Sabres. You know what I mean? But
yes! All right. Finally, a positive.
There we go. All right, let's go down and get some points. Maybe.
I was actually kind of surprised that they went for it there. I thought they'd be happy with their 24-0 lead, but apparently not. But yeah, I don't know what to do with the Flyers. They've been super frustrating. They started off strong. They faded a little. They got a little bit better. Now they're just incredibly inconsistent. Like, one night they light it up like crazy. The next night they give up 9 goals or 6 goals. It's like they have no defense whatsoever. And the goalies, Carter Hart has been a disappointment this year. I'm not not ready to sell on him or anything, but
he's had moments, not as many this year as needed, but like he's had moments where he's been insane, So
Second down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks. He fights forward.
First down. Never good when your running back ends the play running the wrong way.
So how's your bracket doing?
Oh my gosh, dude! I'm not sure I've ever had a worse bracket.
Really?
I'm dead serious.
Now,
maybe not at this moment, but like the potential. Like I had Ohio State going far. I had Illinois going pretty far. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I picked Syracuse into the Sweet 16. I know I had them winning the first round. I'm trying to remember if I had them winning the second round. I don't feel that I did. And there are a couple games that have finished since I last looked, but I'm only in 2. I'm in ours through ESPN Tournament Challenge. And I'm in Adams through Yahoo.
I've also done like probably the fewest that fewer than I would normally do this year as well.
Yeah, he didn't catch it. He didn't hold on. So I only did 2 this year. I think I usually do maybe 3 or 4, so I'm a little bit down this
we're
year.
We're at the 45. What do you want me to do?
Just go for it. And it's the end of the third quarter, we need points.
Right.
And I need to not give up anymore. So I was in second in the ESPN one, and there you go. Oh, I thought you were going to break it. And I was in 11th of like 20-some in Adams Yahoo one. And I was second of like 36 brackets in ours. But a couple games have finished since then, so I'm not sure I'm still there. But I had Houston beating Gonzaga, and with both of them still in play, I either had the most or the second most points left in our ESPN one for the show.
So like you said, a lot of people have Gonzaga going far, including myself.
Right, I feel like almost everyone has been at least the Final Four.
But if they go far, like in the end, it could be okay. But like, I lost a lot of teams that are like I have going through next weekend. Does that make sense? Like,
right, yeah, that you have in the Elite Eight.
Right.
Yeah. But your dad was doing good. I don't know if
Yeah.
if a lot of any recent upsets hurt him.
I think Texas.
Texas was a big one.
First down. All right, that's gonna be end of the quarter.
All right, so we're at the end of the third quarter, or all but at the end of the third quarter, and we were losing 24-0. So, not a great first game for us by any means.
Well, we were losing 24-0 at half, right?
That's true. That's true. We haven't given up anything, and hopefully we get some points on the board here. I'm hoping maybe I can get a big turnover on defense, and we can make this not as embarrassing. If anyone has joined in on Twitch, they're probably ridiculing us and wondering why we're even streaming this monstrosity. But, you know, it's just for fun. We got to learn. We got to get better. We're playing with FAU. Remember that. But I mean, I'm glad March Madness is happening because obviously last year we didn't get it, and that was just that was the beginning of all this, which was
I feel awful for VCU.
Oh gosh, I know, that's terrible. They were obviously really disappointed and upset and emotional, and I get it. Like
2 years in a row too, you know. Like,
right, yeah. You earned this, and no dice. You don't get it. You don't get to do it. Yeah, it's disappointing, but so how good are you at onside kicks?
Well, we're gonna find. Well, I hope we find out.
Yeah. So 2?
Yeah.
Just need 3 touchdowns then? Well, I mean, get it, and 3 touchdowns and 3 conversions. But March Madness is always fun. I was happy that we got up to 36 or 37 brackets in the ESPN Tournament Challenge for the show. We were struggling at the beginning of the week, just about a week ago, Monday or Tuesday. You're in, yeah. We were only at like 6 or something like that, and I was just like, oh man, people forget about it.
Do you want to do the kickoff since I've done the kick return?
Oh yeah, I guess I can.
I just
honestly, I don't know if I've ever done an onside kick.
I have. They usually don't go very well.
I've had an onside kick recovered against me, which is super fun. Oh, we got the.
You've done it so often.
I've done it so often that it's about to tell me. Wow, actually, you know what? I have never done this. Did I even get 10 yards?
No.
You can't return it anyways. So I guess I needed a little bit more power then? Although they were running up to it.
Yeah, they came up to it.
Both teams are well aware that a score on this drive is going to create an almost insurmountable lead.
Here we go. Here comes the turnover.
Really got to step it up and make a stop.
Strip it! Come on! Do you want me to use the timeouts here or wait until another drive?
Let's see how this down goes.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 37. Less than 3 minutes in the game.
Yes, we know, Brad Nessler. Thank you very much.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you got it. Use it.
Florida Atlantic will take a
Like,
timeout.
Now, are they going to throw?
Probably. If you were them, would you throw or would you run it and make me use another timeout? Up 2 scores.
Right.
Up 2 scores, I run it.
Passing. Oh, I got there. No! You gotta be kidding me. A split second, I had it.
Listen, a Miami quarterback has not made that throw since Ken Dorsey. Right?
I thought you were going to say Testaverde.
Yeah, well, that would have been. That's what we need. We need picks in big games. That's what we need.
They're throwing it? Oh my god.
Of course they are.
Oh man. Well, there goes that green, that pipe green. deflating. Game of inches, right?
That's right.
These cars are gonna move those. Oh jeez. I gotta trip you. Gotta trip you.
All right. Maybe I'll run one back.
Run it back. Run it back.
No, because even if I break through, they're gonna catch me.
Yeah, you're right. There he is. Look at his closing speed. You're probably a solid 5 flat 40.
Yeah. Do we have a lineman back there? Like, what was going on?
Right. So what do you want the Eagles to do in the free agency? Anything left you want them to address? Or are you mostly waiting on the draft now?
I'm mostly waiting on the draft now.
That freshman phenom tight end, right?
Yeah. Keep it going.
Number 40. Aye.
Oh, man. That was a terrible throw. But he came down with it.
Oh my gosh, he just got crushed.
Very fortunate for his wide receivers getting up from that hit. It's a big hit by the defender. The quarterback should walk to his receiver and apologize.
I mean, that wasn't the quarterback there. Like, that was a curl route.
There he is. Nice. Didn't it ever bother you, and this is well documented, so it's obviously not a phenomenon with just us, but when playing this game, when you're winning and the computer just becomes like super Hulk mode at the end of like the first and
Yes.
second half,
Yes.
where like all of a sudden they get this massive boost of the ability to break tackles or juke a sack, catch the ball, you know. It always seems like nothing bad ever happens when the computer is playing down. I wonder if it's an actual thing. I've never looked it up, but I just get so mad, like especially if I'm trying to preserve a shutout or something. How good the computer gets near the end. Nice. Well, get the 2-point conversion and see if I can actually make an onside kick. And then we only need to do it all over again one more time. Oh, I'm so mad that I didn't get him on that third down. I thought I had the sack. Of course, he places a perfect pass to the opposite sideline. Nice. Very good. This is what the computer's saying about us. How comes they're good all of a sudden?
Yeah, they were terrible.
They were terrible for so long.
It's like having a good shot on the last hole of golf. Like, yeah, you know, this will keep me coming back.
Right.
Looks like we're about to see the most exciting play in football. The onside kick.
Oh, that was too hard.
You're all right.
No, I kicked it right to him. That's awful. Well, I need a strip here or something. Unless they're going to start throwing the ball again.
Odds for recovery in that case.
Show him a little bear defense.
And here comes the
What's the worst that could happen?
2 touchdowns in 2 possessions. It was a really nice drive too, Brad. The quarterback got into a nice rhythm. He did a good job of picking apart the defense. A 2-yard run by the halfback. The Owls call a timeout. That's their second of the half. That makes it 2nd and 8.
Oh, what's that? Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's why.
So when we get the miracle on the last touchdown, do we kick it for the tie or do we go for 2 for the win?
Go for 2 for the win. What's the worst that could happen? Come on, strip him.
The Owls using their 3rd and last timeout. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
here we go. I saw this question this week. What is the event? And I'm specifically thinking sports related here.
Are you kidding me? When we get good, we're going to play Miami. We're going to beat the piss out of them.
I am specifically thinking sports related, but what is the event that you can't wait to go back to at some point? Like when
Once we're able to go back.
Yeah.
But like, see, this is the thing. I haven't been to a Penn State game
Right.
in 6 years. It'll be
Was
7 this
was the
fall.
Ohio State game the last one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Ohio State in 2014 was the last game I was at, which was a crazy game. And we got screwed. Oh shoot! This is all you. We got screwed by the refs.
That was terrible. John O'Neill.
Of course, it was John O'Neill. Who else would it be? But yeah. I see that. I would love to get back to a Penn State game, but it hasn't been something I've done recently.
Right.
And I don't really like going to pro games. I don't go to them very often, and it's not just because I'm a Dolphins fan living in Eagles territory.
I get it.
I just I would much rather sit at home with my computer and phone and have Red Zone on and be able to watch a whole bunch of games and keep up with fantasy, and that's a lot of fun to me. Whew. Got a lot to work on. Also have to work on the schedule because we're it's 9:28 and we haven't even finished one game. So my hopes of playing 3 games not ideal. Not ideal.
I was just trying to go deep to the stud tight end that we have with them.
We apparently have a stud tight end, but I don't know. What's yours? Is yours a Penn State game, or is yours something else? Or is it not? You said sports related, right?
Right. Yeah. So if I'm picking a sporting event, honestly, it's kind of like the extremes. And I think you'll understand this. One of them to me would be whiteout football game, Penn State game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just all out nuts. Crazy 8 o'clock game, whatever. That would be fun. But the other one would just be a Phillies game, just a normal Phillies game.
Why kneel and then run a play?
Miami, man. We'll write this one down, right? We'll write this one down.
38-16. I'm never gonna forget it.
Wait, they made Chuck one to the end zone.
I swear. All right. Well, that wasn't a great debut, that's for sure.
To be fair, all those times when, the game when Penn State played Michigan in the whiteout and Saquon took the second play to the house.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
And at the end of that game, when Penn State is, not really running the clock out, but kind of just running the clock out, and I am screaming for Franklin to take timeouts and run up the score.
Right. That's different. Honestly, I kind of excited to just be able to go to things that I could go to the Wilson football games in the fall, but I haven't been able to just show up and go to other Wilson events.
It would have been fun to go to Wilson basketball games this year, stuff like that.
But I'm excited for hopefully Wilson football games to be back to normal, or at least closer to normal for the fall.
Right.
I would love to get to a Penn State game.
No. I understand. I get it.
Honestly, and this is, it sort of has to do with the pandemic because it probably delayed it. But you and I have been trying to go to Penn State hockey and wrestling.
Yeah.
And that keeps getting pushed back for a variety of reasons. So that weekend would go to Pagula and maybe see if that would be the same weekend that the BJC hosts the wrestling.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
It would be fun. It would be fun. Little things I want to take Austin back to the Fightins. Stuff.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
So I'm pretty confident that I'm going to the home opener. It's the Star Wars Day, May the 4th. It's a 7:05 game, and we'll see if I already said something to the girls. So here's the thing.
But until you said it right now, I didn't catch the connection. I saw you mention it when you sent out when they announced that was the game, and it was May the 4th. But I was just okay, that's kind of odd that Joey's being oh, it should be a Star Wars theme thing, and I'm just like, wait, okay, like it's opening day, but whatever, you know, like you do you, Joey, like.
Come on, you got to get on this nerd level.
Dude, I am. I'm a science teacher.
Oh man, look at we have tackles that are in the 49 on our recruiting list.
Yeah.
I gotta get rid of those. We gotta add someone else. That's not gonna fly.
I always shoot for the stars on the recruiting, man. Like even you don't get some of them, like.
Right. No, you have to try.
Right.
Yeah. Some of these guys gotta go. I don't remember adding these. I wonder if that stupid computer thing is turned on. I hate that. Like I'm not gonna recruit someone that's a 42. Get out of here with that. Or I'm not gonna recruit anyone in the 50s either. Like I'll get it. Honestly, aren't the walk-ons in the 50s or 60s? Like when you don't have enough at the position and you throw a walk-on on your roster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not wasting my time on 50s. We'll throw some blue chippers on there and see what we can do. Because why not? What's the worst thing that can happen?
Right, exactly. When we beat Florida in the next game, we're gonna.
Right, when we stun everyone, dude. If Miami was an 86 and we're an 83 overall,
and we're playing number 8,
and we're playing the number 8 seeded Florida Gators, that might not be pretty either. But let's. I know we needed a quarterback, so let's see. Minimum caliber. 4 stars. Quarterback, middle linebacker.
So here you go. Isn't it interesting? Like Penn State
five star, yeah.
2 4-star quarterbacks in that 22
right
class now. Could be interesting.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm excited about the offensive hire there. It's a weird situation. I think we've talked about it before, but like this is a guy I wanted a couple years ago. When he was still at Oklahoma State, I thought Penn State could bring him in. Penn State has had some mixed success there, though, without, but.
What do you make of Penn State basketball right now?
So it's tough. Like, I get that they're going outside to make the hire. I don't know if you saw the big 2022 recruit for Purdue just decommitted today.
Yeah, well, I feel like writing's on the wall there.
His main recruiter was Shrewsbury, yeah. So, and I saw this. So he was on a Penn State recruiting trip when Penn State won an big NIT game and was celebrating with the team like afterwards, like 2 years ago.
Nice.
So like, yeah, there's a chance there. I mean, I'd love for the guy to be able to get it done, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's hard for anybody to do it at Penn State. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like they made a good hire here.
Right.
To bring in a guy who's got experience at Purdue, which is a Big Ten basketball power.
Yeah, I was gonna say a big time.
And with the NBA, he's got NBA experience, and he's in that Brad Stevens coaching tree. I'm for it. Let's do our best here. You know.
So these games are definitely taking way longer to play than I had hoped, but I guess that shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, we did start later just because we had to do the intro and stuff like that, but we probably really are only going to get to play 2 games most weeks. So we're going to have to see if we can squeeze in another game at another point in time, or I don't know. We'll have to figure out something because it's probably too late to start a second game now. So let's save this. All my Penn State dynasties there. Been rolling through that 2019 B dynasty in Penn State.
Nice,
That's the one that I bumped up. I think I'm up to so this starts in 2013. I'm pretty sure I'm like in real time up to 2019. So I'm on what would be that 6th, 7th year. Mm-hmm. I haven't lost. I'm like 70-0.
Wow.
Now the first few years I started really low, not on the lowest of low, but the next level, whatever. What is it? Freshman. Varsity All-American. Yeah, so I did freshman for a while to get used to the game. Then I bumped it up to varsity, and now I've been on All-American.
Yeah.
And I haven't lost yet, which does not does not look that way after the way my defense played tonight. So.
That's all right. Maybe I'll score before the second half next time. Before the fourth quarter.
So that's it for us this evening. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have played another game or two, but just isn't going to work out that way. We'll see how things go. We might switch something up here and there. But it was fun to play, even if we got beat up a little bit by the Miami Hurricanes here in our debut. Was it 38-16? You got to remember that. So
Yeah.
when we have a rematch in the national championship after we run off, 12 wins in a row or whatever, we need to beat them 38-16 like in the 2003 NFL season where the Bills shut out the Patriots. What was it, 31-0, and then the last game of the year the Patriots did it to them.
Yes.
That's exactly what's going to happen. So we're calling it right now. But the debut of Coach Joey Raffauf, not off to a great start, a little
That's all right.
rocky.
That's all right.
We might be staying at FAU for a couple seasons here. But once we get our recruiting going and maybe our players get some names outside of X.X, things will turn around. But, yeah, so I didn't even say what episode. This was episode 328 of the Joe Mays and J-Raff show. We're going to be doing this for a while. We're going to just be talking a potpourri of sports topics.
To be honest, the discussion wasn't much different than what it normally is.
No, it really wasn't, because we come up with a general idea and we bounce around and talk about what we want. We probably won't be having any guests on because that would be really tough to do. But we'll be talking next week about NFL offseason and March Madness.
Paul's probably wearing out his phone for his live betting right now. Anyway, so.
That's right, yeah. Paul's a little busy, but Justin and I have to figure out how we can get more games in. Because if we start right on time and rush through and maybe can stop the opponent from scoring or whatnot, we might be able to play 2 games, which was my goal. Honestly, I was hoping we could play 3, but that's never going to happen. Yeah, so we'll see what we can do here. But it was fun. It was humbling this evening. It was humbling.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll be okay.
Hopefully people aren't making fun of us too badly. But, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. We'll have to just get better. But anything else? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to talk about? We haven't been on this show in a while because we did a month ago. We had our big 10-year anniversary show, and then we did Bulldog Hour, and then I had to cancel 2 weeks ago. We had to cancel last week, so we're a little bit behind and haven't been on for a while. But
yeah, no, nothing really comes to mind. No.
Yeah, missed a whole bunch of birthdays. Sorry about that. There's birthdays coming up, but I think I can wait till next week's show to wish happy birthday to a few people, and that's what we're gonna do. So for Justin and me and our Florida Atlantic football team, that we've got a lot to work on, and hopefully we can do so. And maybe there'll be random streams popping up here and there. If we can ever find the time to play a game, we will do that. We will not save it just for the regular time slot. I don't know that that's ever going to happen, but maybe it will. And if it does,
dream, right?
if it does, it'll be out on the feeds and streams, so you can hit us up. If you're new to the show, you're just following us, or you're interested in what we have to say, check out jmnjrradio.com. You can find us on iTunes, Google, and YouTube, SoundCloud. We're everywhere, and now for the gaming stuff, we started the Twitch stream a few months ago, and now finally did some gaming on the Twitch stream. So that's about it. So again, thanks for watching or listening, and we'll be back next week, March 28th, for at least Game 2 and hopefully Game 3 as well. So thanks for watching and listening, and we'll be back again next week.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Joe Mays and J-Raff Show, brought to you by Mays Sandwich Shop. Woo-hoo! You can watch each weekly episode live on Facebook, Periscope, or YouTube. Be sure to like, follow, or subscribe to the show on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. You can also rate and review us on many of these platforms as well. We'd love to hear from you. Send your emails to the Mays Sandwich Shop inbox at joemaysandjraff@gmail.com. The Joe Mays and J-Raff Show is a part of the JMNJR Radio Network, home to other productions such as the Bulldog Hour, Tangents with Friends, and Nat Chats with Dad. Until next time.